Sleep is something that we all need, and it consumes a large portion of our life, around 229,000 hours in fact, almost a third of our time on Earth. But imagine if we could cut down that time tremendously. Today, I will be exploring that fact and if I can reduce the amount I sleep by 62.5%. My name is Cameron Bash, and this is the Uberman Cycle. So it's about 24 hours before the Uberman Cycle experiment. In preparation for the experiment, I need to stay up for about 24 hours beforehand. So that's currently what I'm getting ready to do right now. A little bit nervous about starting the experiment, but excited nonetheless. So I'm about to take my first 30-minute nap here in a moment, and I'm a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous to start this experiment. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to get any sleep at all on this first one. Hopefully I do, but I guess we'll just see how it goes. So I just got done with my first 30-minute nap, and I'm not sure how much sleep I actually got. I was only in bed for 30 minutes, but it did feel like I got a little bit of sleep again, just not sure how much I actually got. And early prediction after that first 30-minute nap, I'm not sure this is going to go so well. So at this point, I bet you're all wondering, what is the Uberman Cycle? Well, the Uberman Cycle is one of many polyphasic sleeping patterns. A polyphasic sleeping pattern is when it's used as sleep for multiple times a day, usually anywhere from 4 to 6. With the Uberman Cycle, you sleep for 30 minutes every 3.5 hours you are awake. In this circumstance, I have decided to sleep up the times 3, 7 and 11, both in the AM and PM. But how can this possibly work? How can you go from sleeping for 8 hours a day to a mere 3 hours? Well, let me explain. During sleep you get something called REM, one of the deepest phases of sleep. This is the most important part of sleep, as this is what keeps our brains functioning. To this day we still don't know a lot about sleep and the science behind it, but what we do know is that mammals that are deprived of this particular part of sleep do not function as well and do not live as long. During the Uberman Cycle, you get this REM part of sleep every time you drop off for your 30-minute nap. The reason for this is because your body feels more sleep deprived because you are sleeping for a less amount of time and more frequently. So as soon as your head hits the pillow, you get to sleep fairly quickly and in hand enter deep sleep a lot quicker as well. So I'm a full day into this experiment and I'm just so tired. It's unreal. So I'm part of the way into day 2 now. It's about 20 hours since my last sleep, and I just feel really bad. So now I'm somewhat into day 3, and there's a positive and negative. I don't feel any worse than I've been feeling, but I also do not feel any better whatsoever. This is just draining. My days are really limited, can't do a lot, and it's really putting a burden on things.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Action. I think Cameron's doing very well with the experiment, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I think Cameron's doing really well with the experiment, and he's getting on really well with it.
He's doing a lot better than I thought he would.
I mean, he seems a little more tired and less responsive than he usually used to be.
I think he's a lot more irritated by stuff that never used to bother him, but that's obviously because of the vaccine.
Exhausted, can't get nothing done. I just, not having a productive life is the best way to put it. My life is very unproductive in this state. So it's been about a week now since I finished the Uberman Cycle experiment, and I must say there are some negatives and positives to it. The negatives, very tired, very sleepy and pretty unproductive. Positives, I got a lot of very vivid dreams out of it, and I also got the excuse to be lazy for a couple of days. But overall, I'm going to give the overall Uberman Cycle experience a thumbs down. Not the best experience of my life, but an experience nonetheless.